Hey everyone, Rick here at Castelgard Studios. Today we're going to be going over the designer's commentary for Chapter Approved that was released this morning. This will specifically cover Sisters of Battle. This is more or less a follow-up to our previous video that was just uploaded on YouTube. The first thing that we're going to be going over with is the change to the Sisters of Battle Act of Faith, the Passion. So as of right now, the current way it's worded is use this act of faith at the start of your fight phase. If successful, the selected unit can be chosen to fight with twice in that phase. So the change to it is reworded to if successful, a unit can be chosen to fight 2 times in that phase instead of only 1. What this does is allows you to use that act of faith at any time in the fight phase. So you will no longer be restricted to having a unit basically wiped out essentially if you use the act of faith, and then the unit getting wiped out will just have wasted a point. This allows you to use the act of faith whenever it's actually needed, rather than at the beginning of your turn or in the beginning of your fight phase. So the second thing we're going to be going over with is you can no longer use Divine Guidance on Seraphim with Burning Descent. Burning Descent currently is set up so you use the stratagem after the Seraphim squad unit from your army is set up on the battlefield using its Sky Strike ability. You can immediately shoot that unit as if it were your shooting phase, and for those attacks, the range of that unit's hand flamers is increased to 12 inches. This does not prevent it from shooting again in the following shooting phase. So, because Divine Guidance is used in your shooting phase, at the start of your shooting phase, you will not be able to pair this in junction with your Burning Descent stratagem, which is actually used right after the unit is set up using Sky Strike. Which is a form of the Deep Strike rule. It's not part of the shooting phase. It is part of the movement phase, or rather the end of the movement phase, but before the shooting phase begins. So this is the clarification for that. Next, this is actually 2 parts. This is a clarification on the Book of St. Lucius. So the Book of St. Lucius can be taken on a Sororitas and Ministorum type units, characters. So your Canoness, your other Sororitas characters, as well as Ministorum units, which would include Ministorum priests, the preacher, missionary, they will be able to use the book as well. So it works with all of them. Keyword is not relevant. The second part of this is the Book of St. Lucius does not boost the range of stratagems, such as Vessel of the Emperor's Will. So the book actually makes it so your units will benefit, or I'm sorry, your character will benefit an additional 3 inches from an aura ability. Stratagems do not give auras, and it was just worded poorly before. Some of us did think this was coming. It's not surprising, really, but that means you will no longer be getting the 9-inch boost to your Vessel of the Emperor's Will. You'll just have to hug your models a little closer together with the 6-inch range rather than the 9-inch range. It's not a huge deal, or shouldn't be a huge deal for most of you Sisters of Battle players out there, but there are some people that will be affected by this, so something to keep in mind. The fifth point, faith points are not restricted by tactical restraint. So before, when Chapter Approved first came out, tactical restraint will limit you to gaining 1 command point per battle round, and this actually just clarifies that this is not affecting the acts of faith, just the command point bonuses you would get for relics or whatever the case is. So the last thing is Imagifiers, and this is something we didn't cover in our last video with Sisters of Battle, but the Imagifier is actually still an index character. With the way the flowchart works, you can still use an Imagifier character, although the Simulacrum Imperialis banner has been moved into the Battle Sister squad. So the designer's commentary made it so you will now, when you take an Imagifier via the index, the Simulacrum Imperialis that she has will now use the new updated version, which gives the +1 to active faith rolls. And it will also be used in conjunction with the stratagem Sacred Banner of the Order Militant. So you will also be able to get the +1 Shield of Faith roll as well for that unit. Sadly, it's only the Magifier, so I'm not specifically sure why you would want it on her. That being said, it is an option. It's out there, so you can actually use it. Beyond that, that's all we really got for the Sisters of Battle changes to the chapter approved and the Beta Codex. Last bonus thing that we want to throw in there, Space Wolves players, sorry to tell you guys this, but your Thunderwolf Cavalry shields, the Storm Shield will be remaining at the original point cost that they currently have. They will not be getting the points reduction, unfortunately. So, again, I'm sorry. I'm a Space Wolves player myself, so I understand it does suck, but a lot of us kind of knew this was coming. So, it is what it is. We just have to roll the punches. So, there it is. Thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, give us a like, give us a share, and be sure to subscribe.